Okay, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to our Cabinet meeting of Wednesday the 26th of August 2020. Welcome, and in accordance with the local authorities, police and crime panels coronavirus flexibility of local authority and police and crime panel meetings England and Wales Regulations 2020, this meeting is being held virtually to facilitate attendance and enable the consideration of important matters during the current COVID-19 situation. The meeting will therefore operate differently in that members of the Cabinet joining in remotely are still able to contribute and vote on any matter. I would ask all attendees tuning in to mute their microphones unless they have already been invited to speak. If anyone wishes to speak, please use the hand up icon in the message bar or send a message using the message icon in the middle of the screen. Indicating your wish to speak, I will invite you to, in turn then, to turn your microphone on at that point. When you are finished speaking, please remember to turn your microphone off again. Following questions and debate, in order to make a decision on the item, I will ask the Chief Executive to ask Cabinet members whether they are for, against the proposal, or if they wish to abstain. Please note that this meeting is being live streamed by the Council's website and will also be available to view by members of the public and the press who are allowed by law to film, audio record, take photographs, blog or tweet at this meeting. I will now ask all Cabinet members and scrutiny members present to introduce themselves in turn. I am Councillor Maria Crompton, Statutory Deputy Leader for the Council. Councillor Alcock.
I am Councillor Alcock. I am the Cabinet Member for Home.
Councillor Hadley.
Sorry, Councillor Crompton, just say I'm actually at the meeting. I know we did send my apologies, but I'm actually attending.
You did. In that case, I'll go to you next, Councillor Ali. I didn't realise that you had joined. We did have your apologies, didn't we? But never mind. If you would introduce yourself, please, and then I'll carry on to Councillor Hadley afterwards.
Yeah, Councillor Ali, Cabinet Member for Resources and Core Services.
Lovely, thank you. Councillor Hadley.
Councillor Hadley, Cabinet Member for Safe Communities.
Councillor Millard.
Councillor Danny Millard, I'm a Cabinet Member for Inclusive Economic Growth.
Councillor Padda.
Councillor Padda, Cabinet Member for Community Engagement and Equality.
Thank you. Councillor Shaheen.
Councillor Farid Shaheen, Cabinet Member for Living Healthy Lives.
Thank you. Councillor Singh.
Councillor Rajbir Singh, Cabinet Member for Skills and Employment.
Thank you. Councillor Taylor.
Good afternoon. Councillor Jackie Taylor, Cabinet Member for Sustainable Transport.
Councillor Underhill.
Councillor Joyce Underhill, the Cabinet Member for Best Start in Life.
Thank you. And the scrutiny chairs, Councillor Elaine Giles. Have we got Councillor Elaine Giles?
She's not there. She's not on a quarter.
Okay. She hasn't put her apologies in now. No. Okay. Councillor Paul Moore.
He's not there, Chair. I don't think any of them are.
Interesting. Councillor Priest. No. Okay. Well, I have had apologies from Councillor Luke Giles and Councillor Rollins. I don't appear to have apologies from the others. We will carry on. Members to declare an interest in matters to be discussed at the meeting. Do members have any interest to declare? No? Okay. Additional items of business. As far as I'm aware, we have no additional items of business. So I will move on to the agenda then, and agenda item 4 is the future use of 1 Providence Place and other assets in West Bromwich Town Centre. Can I ask for Councillor Millard to present the report, please?
Thank you. So this report follows on from the Cabinet's decision on the 22nd of July to declare Providence Place surplus to Council's office accommodation requirements. The report put before you now considers the options for the future use of Providence Place. and recommends the option to dispose of Providence Place to the Department for Education for the development of a new 750 place free school in partnership with the City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra, and this would be the first of its kind in the country. The three main options considered for the future of the building have been set out in the report. An additional three options, either to build a school ourselves or to sell the asset on an open market or to mothball and retain the building, are also set out in Appendix 1. The three main options considered in the body of the report: number one, to retain Providence Place and re-let it as office accommodation. Option two is to convert Providence Place into residential using the housing revenue account. And option three would be to sell Providence Place to the DfE for the use as a City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra school. Okay, so first option one, it would be to let it out for office accommodation, and this isn't recommended for the reasons set out in the report relating to the uncertainty of the letting market for office accommodation, and that's even more so considering everything that's happened with COVID-19. Option number two is to convert Providence Place into a residential. This is also not recommended due to the extremely high cost of the conversion and the quality of the overall residential environment that would need to be created. Finally, option three, and this is the option that recommended in the report, is to dispose of Providence Place to the DfE for a 750 place senior school. This option would support our corporate objective of ensuring children and young people have the best start in life, and would also help meet the council's statutory requirement to provide school places. The proposal would secure the Birmingham Symphony Orchestra affiliated new school in Samwell, not only diversifying the educational offer for young people, but also contributing to the cultural offer in West Bromwich Town Centre. The proposal with DfE additionally includes periodic use of the Town Hall for performances, which are set out in the report. The report also recommends the disposal of a development plot at Providence Place for sporting provision directly associated with the school. Independent valuations of Providence Place and the development plot were undertaken in March 2020, and officers are satisfied that the values negotiated are in line with market values at that time. Officers have also reviewed whether it would be more cost effective if the council retained Providence Place and delivered the school itself. However, this option would not secure any funding in association with the City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra. The preferred option has been subject to a strategic investment unit appraisal and has achieved a 55% score. This is below the 65% threshold at which projects are normally recommended for unconditional approval. The strategic investment unit appraisal is a tool used predominantly to assess capital investment by the council. Therefore, the appraisal itself does not identify any social value or give any additional weight to the wider strategic benefits of the preferred option, such as the positive impact that the City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra School would have on the cultural offer in West Bromwich. On balance, the wider strategic beliefs are sufficient to recommend approval, even though the SIU score is below the normal threshold for investment decisions. The recommendations in the report were reviewed by scrutiny on the 20th of August of the Budget and Corporate Scrutiny Management Board prior to their submission to Cabinet. Scrutiny was satisfied with the information presented. However, they recommended an additional recommendation was added that officers sought the views of the council's external auditors on the matter. So in accordance with the request of Scrutiny Committee, officers are in the process of consulting with the council's external auditors, Grant and Thornton, and prior to the completion of any transaction will ensure that any disposal or transfer is conducted at best consideration, so market value or higher. I therefore move to approve the report and pass it over. Any questions? Carry on.
Thank you, Councillor Miller. Do we have any questions, anybody?
Councillor Underhill.
Councillor Underhill?
Thank you, Deputy Leader. When we look at this actual project, Samwell doesn't get many opportunities offered by the DFE and other government departments. So when it comes along, you've got to grasp it with both hands and hit the ground running. If this project goes ahead, it's going to actually give an exceptional education opportunity for Samwell children. It'll give us much needed secondary school places from 2023, which we have to find come what may. We're going to have a school led by a very high performing academy sponsor who has very close links with Samwell. And also it's going to enhance the cultural opportunities in the centre of the town by investment going into West Bromwich Town Hall. Now, how do you actually gauge the benefit to our children? It does give us the best opportunity to get a good start in life for our children. And as Councillor Millard said, it will be the UK's first school to be established in collaboration with an orchestra. And in line with the Council's 2030 vision, this project, if it goes ahead, will enhance our reputation as a council that gets things done and grasps opportunities when they're given. So I'm hoping that although the cautiousness of the scrutiny committee was to consult with the council's auditors, I hope this doesn't actually delay the project at all, because we cannot actually lose this opportunity because it will never come along again. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Councillor Underhill. I do notice that Councillor Moore has joined, and I think he joined before we started the actual part of the meeting where we were discussing this. So I'm pleased about that he managed to get here. Have we got any more questions?
Councillor Moore's put his hand up.
Ah, yes. Councillor Moore.
Thank you. I'm pleased the recommendation from the scrutiny board was accepted. Just seek some reassurance that we'd have some feedback on that from the external auditor to the budget and corporate scrutiny committee, and just perhaps to clarify the point Councillor Underhill just made. It wasn't with regards to the committee being cautious. It was more that a transaction of this nature would be flagged up anyway by the council's external auditors as part of the annual audit. We felt that it was better that the council had the discussion with them at this point in time, rather than as part of the annual audit process.
Thank you for that, Councillor Moore, and I'm pleased that it has gone to scrutiny. I can't say any more than what Councillor Underhill has said, because I think she said that perfectly. We need to grasp these chances when they come to us. We don't want to let them go by. We're looking here for the future of our young people, and I think that's everything is about the future of our young people, really, isn't it? And in these uncertain times, we need to grasp these things as they come along, as she said. Before we do move on, I would just like to say, please note that due to the appraisal score of it being less than 65% and the urgency to make a decision today, we have sought scrutiny approval for the matter to be considered. And as you can see, Councillor Moore has said that. That will report back to the next meeting in October. Can the Chief Executive now call on each member to ask for their vote on this matter, please?
Thank you, Chair. Councillor Compton, for, against or abstain?
For.
Councillor Ali, for, against or abstain? For. Councillor Alcock, for, against or abstain?
For.
Councillor Hadley, for, against or abstain.
For.
Councillor Millard, for, against or abstain.
For.
Councillor Padda, for, against or abstain.
For.
Councillor Shaheen, for, against or abstain.
For.
Councillor Singh, for, against or abstain.
For.
Councillor Taylor, for, against or abstain.
For.
Councillor Underhill, for, against or abstain.
For.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, everyone, for that. You all approve of that, so that report is approved. Thank you very much. I appreciate your attendance, and we will close the meeting at that point. Thank you.